from the haunted Hanover Tavern, flying through the internet to your device like a UAP, hauntingly unexplained and downright weird. This is the witching hours, and we are ready to take off in the flash of an eye. Good evening, one and all, wherever and whenever you are listening to this program. I am Jonathan Frost, and joining me, as always, is the medium Jenny Lee. How are you doing, Jenny?
Doing well. It's been exciting so far.
Yeah, so here we are. We're live at the Hanover Tavern Paracon, and we've already had a pretty exciting day.
Yes.
We've got to meet lots of, well, our friends of the witching hours.
Friends of the witching hours.
We already have gotten a couple of interviews in the books that you guys will catch a little later in the program.
Yep.
RVA Paranormal's here. Irene and Danica are here. Pamela K. Kinney is here, and we've already we've already got a chance to hang out and talk with some of them. We'll get some pictures up on Discord a little bit later. Go around and take pictures. It's been a busy day. There's a lot of people here.
Yes, making new friends.
Yeah,
new people, getting new contacts for new guests to be on the witching hours.
Yeah, we already have a few that we that are like we're excited about already. Yeah, it's exciting. It's fun, and it's really kind of like what we've decided to come out and do here. And we get to be the weird people talking at the cameras while everybody walks by. So, yeah, we're going to try to do this as always. Hopefully, we'll have this up for you guys to watch on Thursday when we're MIA. So we're looking forward to the rest of the evening. We're going to be here all day. We got here, about a little bit before 10 o'clock in the morning. And there's the potential for us to be here till 2 o'clock in the morning doing some ghost investigations. We've already done a little bit of weird hauntings.
Yeah, I've been recording weird hauntings.
So what do you think so far?
Lot of layered energy from the very long history of this tavern.
Yeah, I think we're going to have some interesting stories. And some of the people we've talked to have been here numerous times and had lots and lots of experiences. So this place is pretty well known, especially to people from this area, and there's lots and lots of stories. All right, so we got a lot going on today. We got some lunch coming our way.
Yes. Hopefully
this is a tavern.
It includes hush puppies, but they are not unexpected hush puppies.
They are very much expected.
They are expected. I'm expecting these hush puppies.
So what we'll do is we'll probably head off for now. We got a lot more coming for you today, and we'll get this patched up together. And we look forward to you guys being able to hang out with us more right here on the Witching Hours. And we'll see you guys, our future selves, in a little bit.
Hey, it's Medium Jenny Lee. I'm here with my friend and fellow medium, Kim Sage, at the Hanover Tavern Paracon. What are you doing here?
I'm actually here as a vendor this year.
Yeah.
So I've come the last 2 years as a guest and enjoyed it so much that I wanted to come back as a vendor.
That was my other question. So you've been here before. What has been some of your experiences here?
Okay, so I grew up in the area. And so as a kid, I can give you stories as a kid. I would come here. My mom was a police officer across the street.
Oh, wow.
She ended up retiring as a deputy. And so as a kid, I would come here and not even realizing our abilities or our gifts are all. We would go in the courthouse or we would go in the library, and it just, as a kid, your spidey senses go up.
Yeah.
You get the chills and you just like, something's just not right. So then as an adult, when they started having the tours here, I went as a guest and I was like, there's a lot going on here. So even as a kid, I was able to pick up on, there's just so many layers of energy here.
Yeah.
There's just a lot. With the land, the Civil War and all the history, it's just so many different layers. There's a lot that goes on.
Yeah. Just from my little bit of walking around, because this is our first time here, it's like I'm seeing the different layers of the past. Like in every room I see, I'm seeing something from like the 20s, and there's something from the 1800s, and it's
especially in the building, because I'm out in the coach house, and the coach house is not bad.
Yeah.
But as soon as I come in here, I'm like,
yeah,
like, wow,
all that energy builds up, people.
Yeah.
So what have you got going on right now?
Oh gosh, I'm still healing from surgery, so I'm kind of taking it a little bit slow right now. But I've got I'm teaching workshops at the Pro Plantation in Port Conway. So I'm teaching beginners intuition.
Awesome.
And then going into mediumship. I'm traveling this coming year.
Awesome.
Or this year. It's here already.
Yeah.
So a bunch of different events. Michigan Paracon.
Oh, nice.
I just got notification. Trevette Paracon, Mass Paracon, Sam. Yeah, so it's going to be a fun
You're
year.
gonna be all over the
Yeah,
place.
I'm excited.
Awesome.
I'm
So
excited.
where can our viewers find you? Where on the interwebs?
Yep. So on Facebook, I'm at K Sacred Sage. And then website is www.kimsage.info.
Awesome.
Just trying to keep it simple.
Well, yay. Kim is a friend of mine from the Cindy Kaza class.
Yeah.
We just got paired up together, and then we're like, hey, where are you? In Virginia. Oh, where are you? In Virginia. We're like, oh, what? So yeah, we've run into each other a few times, and I'm very happy I ran into you today.
I know, it was a nice surprise.
Yes.
It was really fun.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Well, we found somebody else. We have John from RVA Paranormal, who's been on the show twice before.
Yeah.
So we met up here where we're meeting a lot of our friends today. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, you said you had investigated here before.
Oh, yeah.
And so I want to hear maybe a little bit about what you've seen or investigated and found here.
Yeah. So we've probably been investigating here 14 years. This is where me and Lynn cut our teeth. So we're doing investigations with Transcend, group investigations, just like we're doing tonight. So they've been doing it that long. And back when we started, it was the campaign to raise funds for the coach house, which is where they had registration set up. And it just kind of built from there. Prior to that, there really wasn't a whole lot going on here as far as investigations go. But yeah, 14 years we've been investigating here.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but the county is gracious enough to let Hanover and Transcend also investigate the Hanover County Courthouse, which is the oldest still functioning courthouse in America, as well as the old jail, which is right next to it,
Okay.
was also pre-America kind of 4-cell room jail. So this area's kind of embraced the paranormal and let people come in and recognize it's a good place to come in and raise funds for the county and to preserve these places.
Yeah, right. It's something too where I think tonight all that's going to be investigated again, right?
It is with some new locations, locations I've not even been to. I think they're investigating the clerk's office, which is adjacent to the courthouse across the street. But I've never investigated there, so that's a new location.
So it'll be something new. Yeah, excellent. We're looking forward to it. I'll tell you, everyone I've talked to today, because this is our first time here. So everyone I talked to today is, hey, you've been here before? Like, yeah. And it's like, what do you think? And I was like, I've had some pretty good experiences here. And I know a lot of of course, at a Paracon, we got a lot of mediums and empaths, clairvoyants, and all that stuff here. And all day today, they've all been having conversations amongst themselves about that room there, and they're having very much shared experiences.
Each room has its own little energy, its own stories, its own interactions. We've interacted with, of course, the room that we're sitting in now is called the Arch Room. You're sitting under the arch here.
Mm-hmm.
But we've had interactions with spirits here. We've had different spirits in the upstairs. We've had interactions with different spirits across the street. So it's a hodgepodge of paranormal activity, and you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
when you come here. But there are lots of stories and things that relate to the tavern and the previous inhabitants that you can validate with the evidence that's been collected here over the years.
Has there been any evidence you've collected that's really kind of stuck out to you? Anything you want to share about that?
A few things. The jail across the street, we actually were doing an EVP session through Spirit Box. And I'm a firm believer that a lot of your EVPs are enhanced by white noise.
Mm-hmm.
We were running a Spirit Box over there, and we were getting ready to turn it off. We ended the session, turned the Spirit Box off. We got a little girl. We actually heard a disembodied voice of a little girl singing "I See You," kind of like the Peekaboo song. But it was so clear that you could hear the vibrato in her voice. And that was a public investigation, just like they're doing here tonight. And we were all just astounded. We just heard a little girl singing in a jail. One of the better interactions I have is actually what we believe to be a Civil War sergeant that's in the courthouse. that was, he was mortally wounded here. We believe he died on the grounds, and then he was entered, and they took his body to Cold Harbor, and he was buried there. Sergeant Reagan is one of the predominant spirits that we feel like is at the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
The courthouse was a headquarters during the Battle of Hanover. And I've had some really good interactions with him as well. So much so that when we come back, it seems like when we come back to this location, we can pick up exactly where we left off. Like, I feel like he knows me and I know him, and we kind of have a general mutual understanding of one another. So one of the things I'm looking forward to is potentially getting back over there and seeing if I can engage in that interaction again with him. But the little girl singing probably is one of the more predominant things that has stuck out in my mind, because it was a disembodied voice, not just an EVP.
I guess that's one of the benefits of being able to be kind of local to a place and being able to investigate it numerous times is, like you said, kind of almost where you kind of build a relationship with the things you're investigating. That's interesting. And
you learn the quirks of the locations, what they like, what they don't like, things that interest them, things that really get activity going. We believe there's a little girl in the theater downstairs who absolutely loves flashlight play. We had a 4 flashlight session going on with her, where I could actually say, I want to count to 3 and I want you to cut all the lights on. And I would do like 1, 2, 5, 3. And then not just one light, all the lights would cut on simultaneously. But I believe she's just down there to play. I really do. And that's one of the things that you can kind of expect in the theater as well.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm curious because we've had you on before, and we've had some really good EVPs. Mm-hmm. Were any of those from here? Remember off the top of your head?
Yeah, several of them were. I think.
Okay. I'll have to go back and listen to them again.
I think one of the big ones that we had, I think I did share with you on a previous podcast, was the girl singing in the jail.
Oh, yeah, because when we said the jail, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, and I think we also got, I shared an EVP of the little girl in the theater. Mm-hmm. Rhonda, one of the investigators, it's one of the first investigators with Transcend, was in the theater one night and said, do you want to play? You can play with me. And we captured the little girl saying, "I want to play," almost in a playful manner, the way that she talked. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff you can feed on. And is it the same little girl? We don't know. I mean, when you think about it, why would a little girl be in the jail? But it would make sense if they were able to move from the tavern to the jail because they're in such close proximity to one another.
That's interesting. So, well, actually. So yeah, if you want to hear those, I'll put a link in the description. Go back and over to the old YouTubes or wherever you listen to us at, and go check out those old. There's some really good EVPs on there.
Yeah,
I'd love to have you back on again sometime for a show too, to see what new EVPs we have to dish out for.
I'd love to do it. We just got back our last investigation. We went to Wildwood Sanatorium in Salamanca, New York.
Yeah,
they're right here. Yeah,
we're just talking.
Old sanatorium. Back in the early 20th century, it was a tuberculosis hospital. Very big in the community as far as treatment. They've opened their doors and never disappoints. But we're working on our 2024 tour right now. Well, I'm not working on it. Lynn's working on it. But she says, "Where you want to go?" I said, "Wherever you want to go, honey." That's kind of a smart thing to say.
Hey, I do the same thing. So.
Yes,
All right. Well, it was excellent being able to talk to you on the program. We'll have you back on soon.
Appreciate it.
All right. Excellent.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye, everyone. We'll catch you later.
Hey, it's my name Jenny Lee here at the Hanover Tavern Paracon with, you guys know who these people are. It's Irene and Danica. They were just telling us all about their treacherous travel here through the double snowstorms. So have you had a chance to walk around or pick up on anything yet?
Last night we walked around. We had a great experience.
Yeah, you guys were here last night. I forgot.
Yeah,
we had a little tour of the building
and the theater.
They didn't give us a lot of information because there was a
Patty Negri was with us.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So she kind of wanted to stay out of the loop on that one.
Oh yeah, we were walking around last night. We got to see the theater. Oh, we saw Patrick Henry's cabinet. They had his cabinet in there with his documents. Yeah, picked up. There's definitely things going on.
Did you go in that very far room on this floor where they have the cabinet in it right now? I don't know. Did they? Was that
there.
where?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel in that room?
That's when we were standing in all together.
That giant cabinet in the middle of the room.
With the cabinet.
Yeah.
Where they opened it up.
That wasn't here.
No, that's not.
It's on the other side of the
It's on the other
floor.
side.
Oh, it's on the other side?
Yeah.
Is that where that
Yes. You're confused.
Your sense of direction. Did Danica drive here?
Yes, thank goodness.
Yeah, it's on the other side.
Yeah, that one. Definitely.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit?
No, you talk about it. What did you feel?
Oh, you could definitely feel, especially with it being like the cabinet itself, you could definitely feel something was present with us.
Yeah.
You could feel male energy around it. I don't know if it was Patrick Henry.
Yeah.
There was definitely something going on.
So that's the older part of the tavern over here. And then this is the newer part of the tavern. And then this area here was used as quarantine, is what they told us.
They had a diphtheria outbreak.
Times.
And you can definitely feel that energy going over.
Because I went in that room with the cabinet and it felt like I walked into like a vibrating suit. Like it was so intense that it was like hard for me to be in there.
That same feeling. What room were we in?
Was it the room with the gate with the liquor?
Yeah.
No,
with the old bar.
That's right over there.
Yes, that room as well.
Like pushing like in my head.
In this area, I keep getting a pain in the side of my head. So I don't know where that's coming.
Maybe it has to do with the illness.
Maybe.
Yeah. You got a headache in here?
Interesting.
Yeah. And that bar area, it's like I could see like things happening in the past. Like I just kept getting all these flashes of like people bustling through and like some bartender guy getting mad and throwing his apron on the floor and like some really flirtatious lady who's like stirring up drama. Like, and there's a lot going on in there.
I feel a lot of traffic in this one, but in there I had a whisker.
Ooh.
And so we asked somebody who does investigations regularly here, and they said that people have been known to hear whispers
in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting to have that experience and then have them validate that somebody else has experienced it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's going on with Forsaken Souls? Is it coming out soon?
Supposed to drop the end of January.
Okay. Well, we're getting to the end of January, Irene. We were like, where is it?
We are getting to the end of January.
Jim just walked away conveniently. So
So what's going on with your other ghost hunting group? Have you guys done something since last time we talked to you?
No, actually, we've been kind of on a hiatus. So like with the holiday and everything that happened, we haven't really done a whole lot.
Do you got anything planned?
We're planning to go. What's the convention we're going to soon? I forget which one we're going to.
We're going to a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one we're going to.
Well, the one we're all going to together. What's our next one?
I actually don't have my
look in the calendar.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to make a
right now.
Beale
is where we
want to do an investigation there.
Okay.
The goal is to get there next.
Yeah.
Let me get the calendar out.
So I was just looking this morning, and I think they have some early April dates. So that would be nice. You know, we're focusing a lot on Irene's mediumship right now.
Awesome.
So we're kind of putting the paranormal stuff on the back burner a little bit, because I think that's what we need to do.
Well, we have to get the taping done. We actually have a taping next week.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're headed down.
Traveling south.
We're headed to South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to find the next conference.
That's going to be even longer drive.
Yes. Hopefully it's good weather next weekend.
Yes. Fingers crossed for good weather.
Spring Hill. That's the next.
Where is that?
That's Spring Hill Wine.
Oh, that's a reading.
That's a
reading.
I know the calendar is full. Let me tell you.
Three Rivers. That's also.
No.
That's a mediumship one.
Yep.
You got a lot going on, girl.
I know. I'm trying to think about. Oh, Spectres in the Spring, I think is next.
Is that the next one? What date is that one?
That sounds fun.
That's Bump in the Night Society, Pennsylvania. Mm, Let's just say the killing.
I really don't know. It's hard to read it on here too. Horrible interviewees.
Yeah,
Like when
let's
this
see. But yeah.
summer will be like, what's
Well, right now I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get through this one first.
So you guys are going to be here for the investigation tonight, right?
Yes, we'll be here.
Yeah, cool.
Man, this is killing me now.
What?
I know we have
here too. My brother's going to come join us as well.
So I heard there's a total of 5 buildings, so you can.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are across the street over there. Yep.
So they were talking about there's a
courthouse, the jail.
somebody told me about one lady that was telling us last night the old jail. She's like bringing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I could be mean in there apparently as well.
I ain't scared.
Mouthy spirits.
No, I'm used to that.
There's a very
There's mouthy
expectation
grandmas there. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of mouthy grandmas. Have you ever had that experience? For some reason, they are drawn to me. So, what? Yeah, exactly. I'm mouthy, so there. Yeah,
That's your future self.
yeah, pretty much. What's something you hope that you experienced tonight? Anything?
Well, I mean, obviously everybody wants to see full body apparition.
Yeah.
But I could catch it on camera. That would be great.
Yeah.
But actually just to get just to work with everybody.
Yeah.
And there's so many mediums here
Mhm.
too, and see everybody working and off of each other and getting those feelings. And
This is a great event because we met so many people over Zoom or on Facebook.
Yeah.
We've never actually met.
And good.
yeah.
Yes,
You can see your real face, not over not over a computer screen. Well, I'm excited to maybe we can work together some tonight. Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, we can do some linking. Some medium like a link.
Link like this.
Yeah. It'll be the
And we'll
flannel
like this.
that's
The
flannel club. Flannel medium club.
Flannel Girls Unite.
All right, everybody. Well, that's been Irene and Danica. Thanks for stopping in with us.
All right, we are back on the witching hours, and we are at a different location.
It's our normal location.
Yeah, so we the day went by really quickly for as long as we were
Yes.
there.
You would think we were there from 10:30 to 12:30 at night. It would have seemed a little shorter, but it didn't. It went by really fast.
It went by really quick. There was so much we wanted to do, and we got a lot of it done, but we didn't get everything done. We didn't get to talk to all the people we wanted to talk to. We were like, still had massive plans, and we had to like have everything packed up for the investigation at 7. And so everything just went by really fast. So we decided to record a little bit of an end to the show back at our humble abode. So let's kind of review the day a little bit while it's fresh in our memory.
Okay.
I had a great time. It was a great, I think it was a great event. Transcend Paranormal, who put it on, did an awesome job. There were lots of vendors there, and all different kind of backgrounds. So it's like a paranormal, con for sure. But there were lots of mediums and channelers and all kinds of
Authors.
investigation groups, authors,
Yep.
all different
People
kinds of
selling
people.
stuff. Yeah. There was a good variety.
Yeah, it was really well run. The Hanover Tavern itself, I would love to go back there again.
Yes. The building itself was great for a Paracon. There's so much space, 2 different buildings. They have a restaurant in-house, so you didn't have to go anywhere to get food, and the food was really good.
Or drinks.
Or drinks, yeah. And then, of course, it's haunted. What better place to have a Paracon?
Yeah, they have the theater there, so they can do like the lectures and panels and all that stuff, and it's all right there together. They got a really nice like stable house that they could have for all these extra different events. They do weddings and stuff there, so I guess
Yeah.
a good place for that. Anyhow, I would say that we met quite a few. There'll probably be 1, 2, 3, or 4 people who probably swing through the show over the next several months that we met
Yes.
met there. So that was good.
Very
and then-
interesting. Some very interesting guests that we'll be able to glean from the Paracon for sure.
Yeah, and we got to hang out with a lot of people we've had on the Witching Hours.
That were already guests on the
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so
Yeah, we
had-
saw Pamela K. Kenny was hanging out around the corner from us, and I know that Frosty got to talk to her quite a bit. And then RVA Paranormal was right across from her, and so we got to see John and Lynn, and they have a new member of their crew.
Mhm.
And then of course we got to see Irene and Danica and John and Jacqueline from Forsaken Souls.
Yeah, and we
then I
have
got
some
to
pictures
see
up
one
on.
of Yeah, I think everybody's seen the pictures.
Seen the pictures up on
server.
Discord. Yeah, so that was fun.
And then I got to see one of my medium friends, you just watched an interview of Kim Sage. So yeah, it was really cool.
It was fun. So we broke down stuff. I think we kind of had to have everything down and the tables done at 7 so they could get ready for the paranormal investigation.
Yes.
Which we participated in. It lasted until 2 in the morning. I think we cut bait about 12 o'clock.
12. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Overall, this would be my review of the investigation. First off, there was a lot of people. They had it broken into groups and stuff like that to investigate. We had planned to do like a Witching Hours live stream from the investigation, but it didn't really work out because
It was not possible.
there were lots of people who we were in a group with that would have made it awkward to do a live,
Yes.
And we would have been inhibiting their investigation.
Also,
And
it was also dark, like every place the lights were turned off. And yeah.
It would have
Looking
been. Go ahead.
back on it, we probably should have done a little live during the day.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, we were running around. I mean, it was busy, like we said before.
Yeah. Mhm.
My overall thing for the paranormal investigation was if you were someone who hadn't done a lot of paranormal investigation, if you're not really in that realm of like having your own ghost investigation team or ways for you to achieve that, this was a really good opportunity to be able to get into somewhere that is kind of known to be haunted. And the people who led the teams, like different ghost investigations, like we were with Haunts of Richmond.
Richmond, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they had Transcend Paranormal. They had people from a lot of different teams that are from that area or even not from this area who knew what they were doing, who were leading the groups.
Yeah. The seasoned investigators were leading the groups. Yeah.
And that was beneficial for people if you're interested in getting into it because they brought their equipment too and allowed you to use it and teach you how to use it. So if you haven't used, EMF before, or if you haven't used, every group had stuff that was different, or, laser grids or REM pods or motion detectors or whatever. They could kind of teach you how to use that equipment and how it worked and then give you a chance to get some evidence, and you could use your phone to do EVP sessions, and they would kind of help you through that session. So for someone who is interested in doing investigations, they haven't done it before, it's the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
That being said, I think for someone I think for someone who has some experience doing that, I feel like
it was hard to do with that many people.
Yeah, namely because you kind of know what you want to do. I want to do an EVP session, but when you're with a lot of other people, there's inevitably going to be a lot of discussion and stuff like that that's going on between people. It's just the way things work, and so it makes it a little bit more difficult when you're not when there's a lot of people somewhere. It's hard to be able to get the environment that you need to do a proper investigation. But it was fun. It was fun nonetheless. Yeah,
we got to go to 3 different locations. They had the Old Stone Jail, which is across the street from the tavern. I think it's pretty old. Do you remember? I think the original one was built in the 1700s, and it was a wooden one that burned down.
Yeah, that burned down.
and then they made another one out of stone in the 1800s.
It was a small
But
building. Mhm.
Yeah, it hasn't been used in like 50 years. And I definitely was getting interactions in there mediumistically. I could tell for sure that there was some fellas hanging out. The worst part of that building was that at some point when the public executions were not allowed anymore, but they were
Mhm.
still executing people, they just executed them by hanging them from the stairs. It was awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just right there and it's a small building. So there's not a lot of room in there. And that is one place that we thought we might have captured an EVP.
Yes. I think
Um,
it's EVP. Now that Frosty's listened to it closer, he doesn't think it's EVP.
mhm.
I'll lead you up to it and then we'll put it in the Discord so that you can hear it for yourself. But I had asked, or one of us had asked, because my brother was there with us too. And one of us had asked if they could light up the EMF reader. And I heard mediumistically a man say, "I'm tired of doing that shit." So, I'm thinking like most likely the spirits that are in this building are criminals, So what would a criminal want in return for a task? A cigarette, a shot of whiskey. So we start another EVP session and I say, would you do it for a shot of whiskey? And a few seconds goes by and then we all clearly heard when it happened on the recording, not with our ears. We heard a whispery yes.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we've had time to listen to it again, I'm still convinced it was a yes from a man. Frosty's not so much.
Yeah, I think it could be a yes, but the more I listened to it and kind of tried to raise the volume to hear it better, it also could have been some background noise of some kind. I'm not completely sold on it. I'm not saying it's not, but we'll put it up on Discord and you can tell us what you think it is.
But that was
we'll
really
have
the
that
only
up there
evidence.
before.
That was the only evidence thing that we caught that night. They rotated us out of the locations every hour. So then we went to the library, which was built in the 1940s or 50s. But there was too many people in there and I wasn't really getting a whole lot. I did meet a living child who drugged me around the library. So that was fun. And then she said, this is one of the best parts of the investigation. We heard her come in and I was like, oh, there's a kid here. I'm thinking there's a kid here now. It's going to be really hard to investigate with a kid. She's probably 7 or 8, 6. Actually, it's probably more 6 or 7. And I hear her say, what's so scary about books? And I was like, that is perfect. It's like kids say the darndest things, right? Yeah. But yeah, we didn't really get to. There wasn't much of nothing going on in the library, but they did have this Staticum thing with this other group that they were kind
of showcasing that weekend. Yeah, we weren't there on Friday night.
Yeah,
we weren't there on Friday night, but they had a Staticom session on Friday, which is interesting. Some interesting technology. You can kind of think of it like a portal if you're familiar with that. A way to generate white noise and then kill the white noise, and they're getting voices out of it. So it's something to keep an eye out, I guess, for people in the paranormal field.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
I guess the thing that was different about it is that you're not hearing the white noise. That takes all the white noise out.
Yeah.
And you're just hearing the voices, and it's not from radio signals. So whatever voices are coming through shouldn't be there. So it sounds like it would be really cool, but when you're actually listening to it, it's very jumbled and fast, and there's a lot of different voices, and it's hard to understand. And then everybody wants to chime in while it's happening, what they're hearing, and that makes it very difficult because sometimes every person can hear something different. So
and that's true with EVPs too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
There's really good quality EVPs where people will debate what's that, and so with something like that, I think there is a little bit of interpretation that has to take place. When you're doing it real time like that, I think there's some issues with someone hearing something, they say what they hear, and then that's going to inevitably kind of
It's going to influence what everybody else hears.
Yeah, influence what everyone else is hearing from it. It would almost be better, I think, to listen to it and to take notes.
Yeah.
For everyone to take notes and then compare them and see if they heard the same things. There's a lot you could do with it. So it's interesting, and it's interesting to see where it'll go.
A lot of potential.
Yeah, there could be some cool potential with it. But we had a great time. We will definitely be excited to go back again next year.
Well, then after that, we got to investigate the tavern some too.
Yeah.
And they took us up to the 3rd floor, which was off limits during the day. So that was kind of cool to go in a part of it that we hadn't been able to go in before. And we went into this room called the bride's room, which I guess now that they do weddings there, that's where the brides get ready. And we were actually having, I think, some real interaction in there. We were having a flashlight go off, and the motion sensor was going off. And you know, as mediumistically, it felt like there really was something there that was like trying to interact with us. But then we got shooed out of there pretty quickly because we were actually supposed to be in the theater. And then when we went down to the theater, it just kind of fizzled out, I think. And that's when we decided to go home.
Yeah, it was a long day. So we were ready to kind of head out.
We were tired. We had been there for 14 hours. So that was long enough. Yeah.
But it's a great time. If anyone's looking for an event to go to, I would highly recommend it. It's a really cool place. It was ran very well. Transcend Paranormal was awesome. Yeah, so we're planning on going back and doing it again next year and doing some other events at Transcend Paranormal because they do a lot of stuff around the Mid-Atlantic and stuff like that. So we're really looking forward to possibly getting out there and hanging out and meeting more people and all those things. So,
and I think me and you need a date night to the Hanover Tavern just to have dinner.
Yeah. There we go. It was good. Yeah. Highly recommended.
And then I can go talk to the ghosties from the Weird Hauntings episode, which you'll get to see in a few days.
Yeah, we did get a Weird Hauntings recorded, so that'll be up soon too. All right. Anything else you wanted to talk about Hanover Tavern Paracon?
No, I think we covered it all.
Yeah, I think you got a cat trying to escape the room too. So
she's ready for dinner. That's why.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out and watching this episode. For everyone who's listening to the podcast later, for all the people who are usually with us on our lives, this is being recorded for an episode we're going to put out this Thursday because we can't go live. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you as always for listening to the Witching Hours. Make sure you follow us over on the Witching Hours on YouTube, and you can also find us all over the place. iHeartRadio, Spotify.
Yes, next week.
Our next show, let me bring it up. Our next show that we're going to have after this show airs on Thursday is going to be Austin Wells, who is a paranormal investigator.
Oh, cool.
So that'll be interesting.
Back to back paranormal stuff. Yeah.
Or actually, yep. And then we are going to have Marv Matura on the 8th. The 15th is still open, so maybe we can sneak somebody in we met for that spot. For that. And then on the 22nd of February, we're going to have Ron Moorhead on to talk about Bigfoot. And then to round out February, the last show of February will be Sarah Brespin Cosme, who's coming on to talk about some QHHT. So we got a lot of big things coming around the corner. I was just saying it was time to book up some shows, and I think we definitely won't have a problem with doing that. So, yeah, a lot of big things coming up. So stay tuned. Thank you guys as always, and we will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.